Hello lovely people, back again. I don't think this video is going to do particularly well, but I want to use it to test my new camera and mic setup. So let's see what happens. We'll do a little bit of a walk and talk. As I say, I don't think this is going to do particularly well on YouTube, but who cares? Not everything's about views, is it? But here we are in lovely Dubai, out and about. Bit of a what can we get in the shot? Okay. Not a lot. I think, the eagle-eyed and eagle-eared of you will have seen in my last two videos that I've been ending it with a little phrase, which is your journey towards health, wealth, happiness and success starts with the decisions that you make today. So what does that mean? Where does that come from? Well, I was doing some thinking, and I think those four pillars are the building blocks really for a successful life. So first one is health. Now, if you've been watching, you'll have seen that I had some health problems with diagnosis for diabetes when I first got to Dubai. Now, that's really under control now. It's only been like a month, and I've managed to get my blood sugar actually pretty low now, so back within the normal range, shall we say. Without health, you have literally nothing, as I'm sure people that have had health issues know. And you don't really realise that you're kind of meaningless without your health. Nothing else matters. If you become very ill, or God forbid, terminally ill, then all the money in the world is not going to make any difference. And I think people that are billionaires would give every last penny of their money to be healthy again. I think the path to a successful life begins with the cornerstone of health, and that starts with things like cutting out alcohol, cutting out cigarettes, cutting out bullshit foods, processed foods, stuff that's just damaging to your brain. They're just dopamine hits, the crack equivalent of foods and sugars and stuff that's causing cancers and all kinds of shit. And the reason I know this is I've fallen into all of these traps. I used to drink heavily, I used to smoke, I used to eat shit. This is how I've got diabetes. I'm in my 40s, and thankfully it's all reversible, but it nearly wasn't, or might not be. So I think maintaining a healthy lifestyle, if you're looking to build a life and build wealth, then I think you have to start with your health, and you can't go out drinking. You've got to make a decision, because it just robs you of all your energy, and you have to make a decision of what do I want? And don't bullshit yourself. Don't say, well, I want a really successful business, and then go out drinking, because you're not going to achieve it. And if you want to go out drinking and you want to have a job and you just want to have a kind of easier life, then, or not an easier life, but a less complicated life, then you can do that. There's no shame in that whatsoever. But don't kind of bullshit yourself or bullshit other people, but mainly bullshit yourself that that's going to be okay and that you can do both, because you can't. Because again, I know, because I was that person. I thought, well, I can do it. Really famous people they drank all the time, and it's like, yeah, well, you're not them. So health is that first cornerstone for me, which leads on to the second one, which is wealth. So if you've got your health in order, you can actually think properly, you can actually use your brain, especially if you're eating proper food, organic food that's not, covered in glyphosate and all this kind of shit that's killing you slowly and causing brain fog and all kinds of nonsense like that. Then you can actually sit and think about setting up a business and what that's going to be. You need to think about what business model that's going to be. Is it coaching? Is it business like recruitment? Is whatever. There's a million business models out there that you can adopt, but you have to kind of go all in. But you ain't going to do any of it without clarity of mind and clarity of thought. So the wealth aspect of things, I know can be built, but it can't be built on sand. It has to be built on solid foundations. And if you're in some kind of derp state that's just, you're eating shit and you're drinking and you're smoking and you're surrounded by negative people and energy vampires and stuff like that, you're never going to get off the starting blocks. You have to start there in order to build any sort of wealth. Happiness. Again, why did I come up with happiness? Well, if you've got your health and your wealth sorted, then your happiness, I think, tends to follow. Now, that's not to say that money equals happiness, because it doesn't, but what it does is it gives you better quality problems. So if you're healthy and wealthy, it's a lot fucking easier to be happy than broke and sick. Do you know what I mean? This is not an excuse for you to just think, well, you know, money doesn't buy you happiness. To quote the film Boiler Room, Ben Affleck, if you haven't seen it, it's quite a fun film with early role from Vin Diesel, but he's got a quote in it, I may put it in the video here somewhere. He said, whoever said money doesn't buy happiness doesn't fucking have any. And it's kind of true. I think anybody with half a brain knows that whilst it doesn't buy you happiness, it can certainly buy you better quality problems. And I think society as a whole kind of tells you that lie just to keep you in check. Someone's got to show up to those jobs every day. Someone's got to deliver your Amazon parcel. Somebody's got to find nobility in these jobs, and there's nothing wrong with you if you want to do that, but just don't believe the hype. And success. So health, wealth, happiness, and success. So the final pillar really is more like an outcome, which is success. Now that can be defined in whatever ways you want, so it doesn't have to be just monetary success. You know, it can be, you know, if you have a family, you have children, you have, you know, what you consider a successful life. There are people that, you know, live in like caravans and live on the beach and they're very happy, and that's a successful life for them. It's probably not for me, but then, you know, they would probably say that a corporate life in, you know, the capitalistic hell of Dubai is not for them either. So, you know, it's not a judgment call. It's just, what do you consider success? That's probably where to start with all of this. It's like, what do you consider success? What do you want? And if you can come up with that, which is actually harder than you would think, but if you can come up with that, then you can work backwards from it. You can think, well, okay, I want financial freedom. I want $5,000 a month. I want $10,000 a month. You know, don't say I want $1 million a month, because you're never gonna to get there from where you are. It's just not feasible. It's not real. It can't be real in your mind. Whereas, you know, if you have a job and you're earning $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, for you to say, well, I want to be earning $5,000 a month being my own boss, I mean, that's actually really achievable. And then you can build from there. But anyway, we can talk about this more in another video, where we can actually talk about some principles and how do you get started. Because I think I've got a mix of people that are watching the channel. I think I've got people that have money, that have a business, know all of this, and are looking to come to a no tax jurisdiction. That could be Dubai, it could be Gibraltar, it could be Singapore, I don't know, wherever, it could be anywhere. Obviously I'm talking about Dubai because that's where I am. I'm here, as you can see, in the delightful Barsha Heights. But we also have another set of people that look at this stuff kind of aspirationally. So it's people that are like, oh, I wish I could be out there, I wish I could do this, I wish I had my own business. Well, duh, guess what, dummy? You can have your own business, you can do this, and it's easier than you think. Like, you don't have to set up something like, I mean, I set up a recruitment business, as I've said, but this is something I've had for a long time. I used to have a bricks and mortar office, I used to have, you know, staff in an office, and I hated it. I'll talk about it in another video, but now I have a much more remote setup with remote staff in, you know, low-cost places like virtual assistants and things like that. So you can certainly set up some agency model. Maybe you're a fitness coach, maybe you're a business coach, maybe you know something about repairing motorbikes. It could be anything. You know, I'm happy to help any of you think about what you can actually do and what you can bring and how you could set something like this up, because you don't need a lot of money, you don't need a lot of manpower. With some of the stuff I can teach you, the automation techniques and things like that, you know, we can really leverage technology, and we can really leverage some actually relatively cheap tools to get you off the mark. You just need to get out of your own way and take the plunge and just accept that it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be very uncomfortable to start with, because it's not something you've done before. And I think anybody that's done this, has got a business or has put themselves out there, you know, perhaps they can comment below for the people that are not in that place, you know. So look, I don't want to make this too long a video, but I wanted to do a walk and talk. I wanted to come out into Dubai. All of my videos have been inside, so I'm hoping to do a few more of these like walk and talks, and maybe we'll go into some places. But as you saw in the last video or the video before, there's lots of Mr. Not Allouds here, so we need to be very careful of who we're filming and what we're doing. So anyway, until next time, remember, your journey to health, wealth, happiness and success starts, that's it, with the decisions that you make today. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm very happy to help you out. I'm not after money. I'm happy to do a Zoom. I'm happy to chat with you. I'm happy to talk things through, and I'm happy to get you started. All right, until next time.